Yo, it's your boy Mike Smith. Oh my God. We just witnessed one of the best WNBA finals I have seen in recent memory. We just witnessed a epic choke job by the New York Liberty. The Minnesota Lynx tied the largest WNBA comeback by 18 points. They came back down to still a win out of the New York Liberty's hands. I mean, my goodness. And we all know that game one is a very, very important victory to try to go out and get, especially in the WNBA finals, especially if you're in any finals. You always want to win game one because most of the time the team that wins game one goes off to win the entire thing. We know that 74% of game one winners in WNBA history wins the entire series. I mean, it was special. Courtney Williams is a bucket. Courtney Williams snatched Sabrina Ionescu's chain tonight. Sabrina was terrible. The turnovers, she looks very nervous in overtime. And Courtney Williams looked posed. Courtney Williams looked like she was ready for the moment. Courtney Williams is a champion already. So the moment didn't phase her. Even coming out before they went into overtime, she was jumping around. She was ready. She was excited. She took the three, missed the three, tip out rebound, got the ball, knew where to get back to the line to and hit the bucket with the foul. Like, it was special. And then on the other end, the refs called a foul for the New York Liberty and Breanna Stewart, and she missed the free throw. And then she had an opportunity to tie it in overtime, and she missed the wide open layup. So several times that the New York Liberty had a chance to go out and really get this victory after they choked it away. But unfortunately, it just wasn't meant because Minnesota just showed more toughness. And this is a team that just played on Tuesday in a game four and won, and they come back couple of days later and go to New York and steals game one. And this is a big momentum builder for the Minnesota Lynx, because they stole one game and they're probably going to lose game two, but coming back, like, all the momentum is with them and all the pressure is on the New York Liberty. But this was an epic failure and an epic choke job by the New York Liberty, because they were up the most part of the game, and 18 points in the Lynx cutting down by two, and then they went back up and they were up by 15 points in the fourth quarter. And then when you get performances from Jacquel Jones, she gave you a double-double. You had Breanna Stewart, she gave you 19 points, also 9 rebounds, but missed a key free throw, missed some key shots. And Lonnie was giving you the buckets. She was letting it rip from the three-point line. But this game comes down to Sabrina Ionescu not showing up. I think she was 6 for 24, only had 3 assists in the game. That was a terrible game. Key turnovers in overtime. Looked very nervous, looked very rattled. And the thing about Sabrina Ionescu is that sometimes being a combo guard can hinder you, meaning that she doesn't know when she needs to pass. She doesn't know when she needs to score, because she's a combo guard and she just has an all-around game, which is fine. But when you're not wired to do one thing, either pass, playmaking, or scoring, when you're not wired that way, when you kind of got to figure things out on the fly, sometimes that can be to your detriment. And we saw that in this overtime game, and we saw that tonight with Sabrina Ionescu. And it just goes to show you that watching this game and watching the WNBA Finals, it was great to see, because the WNBA Finals is real hoops. And it's real hoops on display, because the defense that Minnesota was playing and the running the sets and running the offense and being fundamental sound, both teams were doing that. But sometimes when shit hits the fan and it's tough to run sets in the half court, because your team knows all your top 10 sets and they know where you want to get to on the basketball court and the players' best spots, and they know the players' first 2-3 moves, because everything is game plan for the entire series. You need players that can go out and bend the defense and get you a bucket at will. In today's game, it just felt like it wasn't a lot of players that could really do that, which makes you appreciate Enrique, appreciate Kelsey Mitchell, appreciate Caitlin Clark, and appreciate Paige Becker's coming and Juju coming, because these are players where we talk about like modernizing the game of basketball for the women's side, that their creation ability, they wouldn't be stopped in a half court setting. They wouldn't be stopped if a set breaks down, because they would be able to go out and make a play for somebody else or themselves, depending on their type of play style. We know Enrique is all about getting in that bag and getting going for herself, and we know Caitlin Clark she can do both, and we know Kelsey Mitchell, she's about creating off the dribble, scoring, getting buckets at will. So that's what I was watching. That's some of the things I was noticing in this finals. I was like, damn, like they really struggling to score in the half court. They're really struggling to create off the dribble. And when we talk about Breanna Stewart, who is a cheat code, who is a walking mismatch, but she's still somebody that shoots over the top of defenders, can create off the dribble as well. But she's not like your, you know, super creative handle ability, step back to the side, things of that nature that we see in the NBA or we see for other players in the WNBA. But this was a choke job. This was a horrible, this was a big time choke job for the New York Liberty. And it's like, where do you go from now? Because now you're down 1-0, and you should be up 1-0. And even in the refs, it seemed like the refs was giving you favorable calls, especially considering the fact of the matter is that you were playing at home, you were playing in New York. So you got favorable calls that you're probably not going to get when you go back to Minnesota, even though they're playing in another game in Brooklyn on Sunday. But this was a terrible job, and some of the decision making in this game is very, very costly. But you look at the box scores, you look at everything. They got contributions for everybody on their team. Like all their starters, like I think 4 out of their 5 starters had like 15 points or more. Like they got key contributions, but down the wire, down the stretch, none of that matters if you can't make plays. And once again, I go back to Breanna Stewart, because Breanna Stewart is a top 5 player in this game. But when people say that Caitlin Clark is better than her, or when they say that, yeah, Breanna is better than Caitlin Clark, but Breanna is in year 4, Caitlin Clark is a rookie, and it's just like it's still close, it's still neck and neck. But when we look at this game, when we talk about Breanna Stewart, is that at times she didn't know when to pass. At times she didn't know when to be aggressive. It just seems like she was just playing within the system of running sets and trying to play within the offense. And at times you need your best player or your best guard to go out and get you a bucket when it matters the most. And she wasn't able to do that. And as well as she was turning the ball over. So and then when you pressure Breanna, you put a little bit more defense on her, whether that's, blitzing her, picking her up on the half court, picking her up 90 feet, switching, getting physical with her. She doesn't tend to do well with that type of defense. And sometimes you can rattle her a little bit. And that's what we saw in this game, in this matchup. But at the end of the day, there's still no excuses. 6 for 24. She had a lot of shots. She had a lot of open looks, 3 assists. That's unacceptable. And they choked. It was a choke job. That's all we can call it. And Breanna Stewart missing the free throw that could have put them up 1 and didn't even have to go into overtime, and missing the wide open layup that she got. I know it's a key moment and pressure situation and things of that nature, but like that was the look that you got. You caught it, made a move, went all the way to the cup. It was right there for you. Like she makes that 9 times out of 10 on a nightly basis. So unfortunately, this was a big time loss for the New York Liberty, but this was an excellent game for the fans, for the WNBA, and just a great game won for this WNBA Finals. And football is on, but people are locked in and glued to the WNBA Finals, and it just goes to show you how far the game has come and how exciting this game was. It was 17,000 people in a sold-out crowd in New York today watching this game. And Napheesa Collier is a monster defensively and offensively. And it was just kind of like she's another player that plays through within the offense. It was times I wanted her to like get the ball more and be more aggressive. She ended up with, I think, 20 points, but it was at times where like, yo, if she really just say, yo, give me the ball and let me go to work and let me rock and let me cook, she could have really kind of took the game over and really gave the Minnesota a better chance to win as well. Sometimes when you're a superstar and you're the best player, not everything is going to be about with running things within the offense. Sometimes you got to say, yo, give me the ball. It's my time to shine. I'm going to go out and make a big play. And she didn't do that, but Courtney Williams did that. And Courtney Williams was the unsung hero for Minnesota, and she's been the unsung hero for Minnesota this entire postseason. She's upped her game. She's been a playoff riser. Her points is going up. Her assists is going up. Her overall production is going up. And don't forget, Courtney Williams has been here before. So she's not afraid in the moment. Like, she's won a WNBA championship. So, and she has that dog in her, that competitiveness, and she's not afraid of those moments and those big shots. And she wants to go out and take it and make it. And once again, we saw her coming out when they were down, jumping. And I thought in my mind, I was like, yo, she ready. She going to hit it. If somebody going to hit this shot, it's going to be her. And she got it, missed it. They got the rebound, had the awareness to get back to the three-point line and made the shot while getting fouled. Like, I know that's clutch. That's a player that wanted it more than anybody on her team, because everybody knew that, like, yo, she gonna take this shot. She wants it, and you need players like that. And it just seems like we, at times, some of the WNBA players or superstars can be a little too passive, and I need them to be more aggressive, especially when it's time to cook and it's time for these big moments to arise. And unfortunately, Sabrina Ionescu and Breanna Stewart, who are two top 5 players in the game, unfortunately, they weren't ready for the moment tonight. So make sure y'all lock in. It's your boy, Mike K. Smith. I'm gone, man. Peace.